I'm welcome to start any time I want, it says. If the red slayer think he slays, or if the slain think he is slain, they know not well the subtle ways I keep and pass and turn again. Far or forgot to me is near, shadow and sunlight are the same. The vanished gods to me appear, and one to me are shame and fame. They reckon ill who leave me out. When me they fly, I am the wings. I am the doubter and the doubt. I am the hymn, and Brahmin sings. The strong gods pine for my abode, and pine in vain the sacred seven. But thou, meek lover of the good, find me, and turn thy back on heaven. Break, break, break on thy cold gray stones, O sea, and I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that arise in me. Oh, well for the fisherman's boy that he shouts with his sister at play. Oh, well for the sailor lad that he sings in his boat on the bay. And the stately ships go on in their haven under the hill. But oh, for the touch of a vanished hand and the sound of a voice that is still. Break, break, break at the foot of thy crags, O sea, but the tender grace of a day that is dead will never come back to me. The supreme consolation which I find is in the view that life is a grand tragedy. There are islands of joy, havens of pure bliss. There is the laughter of children, the effulgence of love in young, hyacinthian days. And there is the steady glow of love in after years. I take account of all of this, yet I say that around this glow and brightness enveloping it, tragedy is always present or imminent. If no other tragedy than the tragedy of death, which all must face. But the tragic view is not a funeral, gloomy and melancholy view. The effect of a great tragedy is elevating, not depressing. After witnessing a tragedy on the stage, when the curtain is rung down on the fifth act, the spectator finds himself in an uplifted mood, despite all the strain that has been put on his feelings. He is not prostrated to the ground, he is uplifted. Great music rolls through his soul. He seems to float as in some high ether, and far behind him lie the gulfs of pity, of terror through which he has passed. The effect of tragedy, the tragedy on the stage, which is a mirror of life, is blended of defeat and victory. Both enter in. Ruin there is, but a glory shines above the ruin. The effect of a tragedy on the stage is produced by the great qualities in the hero, which we admire, but which are prevented from successful manifestation by some flaw in his nature. Or the hero strives after some high ideal, carries in his breast some noble purpose. The fault is not in him, but in his surroundings. The time is not right for him. The people with whom he must deal are below his standard. And he fails. But in failing, he sets forth in high relief the grandeur to which he has aspired, the greatness at which he aimed. Transfer the idea of tragedy from the stage to life itself. There are high powers at work. A great and noble strain is trying to express itself in things and in men. But conditions are not fit or adequate, and the greatness is constantly breaking down. The nobility failing, not because it ought to fail, but because conditions are insufficient. Because the finite cannot embody the infinite. Yet the failures only serve to set off the infiniteness in the tendency. Work helps. Sympathy helps. in all the ordinary circumstances of life. Not to be sorry for oneself, but to be sorry for others is the best help. But the thought that life is a grand tragedy that over ruins a glory shines is to me the supreme help. The consciousness of being loved softens the keenest pang. Even at the moment of parting, yea, even the eternal farewell is robbed of half of its bitterness when uttered in accents that breathe love to the last sigh. Many 100 years passed over, have they labored deaf and blind. Never tidings reach their sorrow, never hope their toil might find. Now at last they've heard and hear it, and the cry comes down the wind, and their feet are marching on. O ye rich men, hear and tremble, for with the sounds is rife. Once for you in death we labored, changed henceforward is the strife. We are men, and we shall battle for the world of men and life, and our host is marching on. Is it war then? Will ye perish as the dry wood in the fire? Is it peace? Then be ye of us. Let your hope be our desire. Come and live, for life awaketh, and the world shall never tire. And the hope is marching on. On we march then, we, the workers, and the rumor that ye hear is the blended sound of battle and deliverance drawing near. For the hope of every creature is the banner that we bear, and the world is marching on. Hark the rolling thunder, lo the sun, and lo thereunder riseth wrath and hope and wonder, and the host comes marching on. What is this, the sound and rumor? What is this that all men hear? Like the wind in hollow valleys when the storm is drawing near, like the rolling on of the ocean in the eventide of fear. 'Tis the people marching on, whither they go and whence come they. What are these of whom ye tell? In what country are they dwelling? Twixt the gates of heaven and hell. Are they mine or thine for money? Will they serve a master well? Still the rumors marching on. Hark the rolling of the thunder, lo the sun, and lo thereunder rises wrath and hope and wonder, and the host comes marching on. Forth they come from grief and torment on the wend towards health and mirth. All the wide world is their dwelling, every corner of the earth. Buy them, sell them for thy service, try the bargain what 'tis worth, for the days are marching on. These are they who build thy houses, weave thy raiment, win thy wheat, smooth the rugged, fill the barren, turn the bitter into sweet. All for thee this day and ever, what reward for them is meet, till the host comes marching on. Tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean. Tears from the depth of some divine despair. They rise in the heart and gather to the eyes, in looking on the happy autumn fields, and thinking of the days that are no more. Fresh as the first beam glittering on a sail that brings our friends up from the underworld, sad as the last which reddens over one that sinks with which all we love below the verge. So sad, so fresh the days that are no more, uh, sad and strange, as in dark summer dawns, the earliest pipe of half-awakened birds to dying ears, when unto dying eyes the casement slowly grows with a glimmering square. So sad, so strange, the days that are no more. Dear as remembered kisses after death, and sweet as those by hopeless fancy fiend, on lips that are for others deep as love, deep as first love, and wild with all regret. O death in life, the days that are no more. Harmony is produced by its principle, is controlled by it, and abides with it. Divine principle is the life of man. Man's happiness is not, therefore, at the disposal of physical sense. Truth is not contaminated by error. Harmony as man is as beautiful as in music, and discord is unnatural, unreal. Our greatest danger is that in the great leap from slavery to freedom, we may overlook the fact that the masses of us are to live by the productions of our hands. Truly, that is the failing of today's society. We are not production workers, we are mere service industry workers in North America. And we fail to keep in mind that we shall prosper in proportion as we learn to dignify and glorify common labor and put brains and skill into the common occupations of life. Place Rembrandt at the head of the moderns and far above them all. Correggio alone approaches him at certain moments. Rembrandt did not seek after plastic beauty like the Italians, but he discovered souls, he understood them and transfigured them in his marvelous light. Titian's, or rather the Duke of Genoa's mistress, is more beautiful than Rembrandt's Saskia, but how infinitely I prefer the latter. As a colorist, I place Rembrandt above Titian, above Veronese, above everyone. Rembrandt never lets our attention wander. That's what made Rembrandt a great master, right? Those are the critical points. To suffer woes which hope thinks infinite, to forgive wrongs darker than death or night, to defy power which seems omnipotent, to love and bear, to hope till hope creates. From its own wreck the thing it contemplates, neither to change, not falter, nor reprint. This, like thy glory, Titan, is to be good, great and joyous, beautiful and free. This is alone life, joy, empire, and victory. A little work, a little play to keep us going, and so good day. A little warmth, a little light of love's bestowing, and so good night. A little fun to match the sorrow of each day's growing, and so good morrow. A little trust that when we die, we reap our sowing, and so goodbye.